Okay, as Al told you, I'm Marvin Chance. I'm with the accounting firm R.L. Jennings Associates here in Ellijay, and we are the city's auditors. This is the audit report as of December 31st of 24. The audit has a unqualified or clean opinion. There's no misstatements or anything within the audit as we found. The city is still in a very strong cash position with $4.8 million in cash as of December. 3.9 of that is unrestricted, so that can be spent for needs for the city. The restricted cash is splosh, and the art money is restricted on how they can spend that type of stuff. Page 40 of the report is findings of internal control nature. The two that we reported are very common in small cities. One is the lack of segregation of duties. There are just not enough bodies to segregate all the things that need to be done. The city does a good job of mitigating that by involving police officers to make deposits, and Andrew makes deposits, and so there's a segregation of who's handling the money and stuff that comes in. No one person does it all. The other one is also very common, and that's the adjustments that need to be made to approve and adjust some of the governmental accounting rules. And the government-wide statements, you actually get to count money that you got the first 60 days of the next year as last year's income. So that's some of the journal entries that we have to make in that. There is a violation of state statute. It's on page 20. The cities are required to pass a balanced budget, and if you overspend your expenditures of that budget, it's a violation of state law. Not uncommon in small cities, but it's in the judicial area, which means the traffic court was a lot busier than they anticipated. The offset is the revenue is more than the expenses. But it is a technical violation, so it's in the report itself. As I've talked to Al about, traffic court's kind of hard to judge. The only way to fix that is in an early council meeting like February, March, amend your budget to match actual expenses. But that don't give you a real good judge of how close you were last year. A lot of small cities do that. They don't do that here. So that's why you have this violation of the state statute. It's just because the traffic court was busy. For the council, the phone number for the office is on the letterhead. So if you've got questions, you can call me. And we'll go from there. Any of y'all have questions, y'all can call me, because once this is filed with the state, it's a public document, and it will be filed later this week. I can't file them anymore. Lori has to file them. Do you know that? Used to, I could upload them, but department audits have changed how the stuff is uploaded, and it has to be done by the cities now. So, okay.
Thank you, Marvin.
Good. Thank you.
Are we all wanting to speak about that zoning issue?
Yes.
There's two opportunities. We can do it now during the workshop if the council's agreeable, or you can wait and do it during citizens input once the meeting is started.
It's whatever.
Probably a little more informal right now if you want to do it now.
Sounds good to me.
It's fine. I mean, if you've got, I know it's gone before the planning commission and the council's received their recommendation. They've got your request. Anything you want to add?
Thanks for giving me the time to speak to y'all today. My name is Keith Schwartz, and I live on Kell Street, so I'm a city of Ellijay resident, which I love. I raised my kids here, and I was brought into this project basically after the fire occurred, which was a couple of years ago. And I'm a contractor who's building a subdivision of 86 homes in Chatsworth. We're about 60 homes complete at this point in time. I don't know if you're familiar, I'm sure you are, with my house on Kell Street. That was a dilapidated house that I purchased and remodeled myself, built an addition on, so it would have enough room for my children for us to live there. And I take great pride in both my home and the work that I did for the city that I live in. Living down the road from this building, it's been a little bit of an emotional hit, walking by it every day and seeing an abandoned building boarded up. It just is, goes against the direction that the city is moving, in my opinion. And what we're, looking to do in talking to Andrew and going back to the history of the property is kind of bring it back to what the city last approved on this piece of property. So, and this information I've gotten from Andrew, so I'm just kind of regurgitating it. I haven't done research myself, but to the best of my knowledge, it was approved as a duplex in the 70s and then approved as a triplex in, I believe, the late 80s or beginning of 90s. And then whoever owned it at that time got Georgia Power to add another meter on it and turn it into a quadplex. We're looking to just put it back to what the last approval from the city was, which is a triplex. Originally, the building had underground, under the building parking was how the original building was. So we're really not looking for anything more than what was on the property before. We're looking at something high-end that would be commensurate with some of the homes that have been built on Kell Street over the last number of years. My home and then my neighbor's home to the left, both of those homes that James Waters built. And so it would be high quality, maybe around 1,600 square feet or 1,700 square feet. We would want to take advantage of the views. So we would have a flat rooftop patio, so the people who did live there would be able to, enjoy the views of downtown and the mountains. And we're hoping that the council can see that there would be a benefit to the community, not just in attracting people who would fit into what Kell Street has turned into over the last 4 or 5 years, but would also add to it. People that would bring their families to raise there, that would bring their family and friends to enjoy the downtown area, and would add to the tax base and create a beautiful building that would be a focal point, because everybody who's parking in the courthouse parking lot looking up Corbin Hill would see this building as the primary thing they would see as they looked up the hill. And we would keep that in mind as we were doing the build on it. So we hope that the council can see its way to approving that project.
Thank you, Keith. Did y'all, any of you have questions?
What's there, Neil?
It's a 4-unit burned out, tear down. Tear down.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is the architectural style that you intend to use there? And is it a steel structure for the ground floor parking that those 2 levels would sit on, I assume?
That's a great question. We would want a steel structure. We would want to get as long of a span for here because it's such a close turn in off the road. We wouldn't want the people to have to make a 2-point or a 3-point turn to get into the garage. So we would do a steel structure, giving us approximately 50 feet on that span, 25 feet on this span. There's a little bit of area for parking over on this side too, so it would add to the parking. But yes, it would be a steel structure. We would try to use to fit it into the street. So it's a modern siding in most of these places, some type of vinyl siding, but we would look at doing something high-end windows, a high-end look to it. Because, the homes that are on the street that have recently been built, or my home, makes that a requirement essentially to maximize what we have there.
Right. I'm Paul King, some of y'all know me. I own 36 and 38 Kell Street, which is a duplex that's right at the end of the
Yeah,
street. I just
exactly.
put a new roof on it. I'm going to do a big renovation on that building. I'm very excited about that. I also have under contract behind that building 0.78 acres where I'm going to renovate and hopefully add some square footage. I'll need a variance to do it to the house that's above it.
The one that's directly.
It sits above my house. It sits above the duplex.
Yes.
I'm also going to have to spend a lot of money because Al tells me the city can't help us, and I understand. I'm not here to complain about that, but the wall's greatly failing there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can repair it and not have to do a complete re-engineering on it. I think I can do that, but we'll kind of see how that goes. But I would just say that anybody who's willing to spend the kind of investment that you'll have to spend to do that is a big plus for that Kell Street area. I'm very interested in continuing to make improvements and maybe buy other properties up on Kell Street. It's kind of hard to find anything up there now that's reasonably priced. I've been talking to your next door neighbor, and he wants $450 for 1,100 square feet. So that's a little out of my price range for a rental property.
And I've talked to him too, and
Yeah.
a little bit out of my range too.
Yeah, but I'm very excited about Kell Street and downtown, and I think it can be an awesome addition to downtown. I hope the county will maybe do something about that ugly, unkept landscaping that they have that
I look
feeds
at
down
this
to the
every
parking
day.
lot. I mean, it's totally ugly.
Yeah.
But since your house has been sitting there like that, it really didn't matter.
So is that bank county?
Yeah, the
Yes.
county is bank, I called the
Does
county
it go all the
probably,
way to Kell?
from the parking lot all the way up to Kell Street, where you have the, literally Kell Street, and it's all down to the parking lot.
That's
It's all
county
county. I've dealt with them 10 times. There's nothing gonna happen, so I look at this every single day, so.
Can I say something?
Yeah, just let me finish up. What's one last thing, and I've challenged Andrew to do this, and he said he would, and I feel like he will. The code compliance up there on that Corbin Hill area is really very much non-compliant with a lot of the owners. I mean, there's abandoned appliances around houses. There's unkept landscape that really looks bad. So you guys could notch up your effort to, talk to folks about maintaining their property. There is a city ordinance about lawn maintenance and basic maintenance around buildings, and I don't understand why that's not enforced, but it's not. So I'm trying to do my part. The Kell Street property's been pretty unsightly, and I'm working with the guys that live there. It's currently rented, so, I'm trying to let them stay there and work on the building until I need to get inside. But anyway, just my last point, we really could do a much better job of enforcing the code. And I know y'all are trying to some degree, but we got a ways to go. That's all I got.
Thanks, sir.
I live on Kell Street. I am the very last house. This property and the property that you bought are the last two that has not been renovated. Everything else, if you drive down our street, there's a lot of pride. We spent a fortune on our house. They have spent a fortune on their house. His property and this property is the last two that are eyesores. And it is embarrassing to walk people from our house to downtown and walk by a abandoned up building that has been burnt for 2 or 3 years. So I strongly please approve it so that we can get this eyesore taken care of. That's all.
Yeah, that building is awesome. If you do that, that will be a huge
Yeah.
boost for
Very.
that whole Kell Street.
Very exciting.
I've got something nice to look at.
1,000%.
So I have one other question. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, and we're not animating, we're just.
Okay, are you asking for a variance on It's not already been changed?
The non-conforming use is the request that we're making, to continue to allow the non-conforming use that's been in place for decades.
It's part of what you're asking?
That's correct.
Okay.
So it's zoned,
R1.
correct me if I'm wrong, zoned R1, it's an R2 or
It's currently
R3?
being used as an R2,
R2,
but it's zoned as an R1.
It was approved years ago as an R2 dwelling.
It was originally built as a duplex before the zoning was established. Sometime around 1998, it was made into a 3-unit apartment. that was about the time that the city adopted the zoning and zoned this particular property as an R1, which created the non-conforming use. In order to make any changes to it that do not bring it to an R1, it has to have city council approval.
But the building was there before the R1.
Yes.
So, the setback variance would be changed with his request, or is it already been changed?
It would be, he would be building back in the current spot, so it would be approved to meet those.
Now, there's, I don't know if you've got a, just asking, that's what was in the council package.
Well, yeah,
It's kind of a
I read it
synopsis.
3
Oh,
times,
okay.
but
All right.
I still didn't understand quite. There was a lot to read there, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I do remember talking to you, I think you wrote it up, or Katie, and I do remember you talking about the variance, but I wasn't sure.
And I think Andrew wrote that maybe.
Okay.
The brief I wrote,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I did.
'74, that's when I went on the council.
74, that's when it was originally built.
You're both old.
Not to mention age range. I can't remember that far back, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's going way back. You know, most people, thank you, most people, I won't say most, a lot of people just avoid Kell Street,
So it lined up.
So narrow.
Yours.
and you know what it's like getting out. And I wish, you know, it's just a wish, I wish there was an easier way to get out from, onto Spring Street. Even though there's a stop sign there, still it's a blind spot.
It is.
Big time.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that.
And of course, you can't really make that left to go back down into the city.
No, it's
Yeah,
too sharp.
Too sharp, so you have to go, take a full left.
And we talked, I think Al even mentioned, we talked about maybe a mirror, but that, I don't think that would help the situation.
You gotta be real cautious. You know, in the morning too, the buses, they stop right on the outside there.
Yeah.
So you really have to be cautious as you're going in and out of there.
We could, you know, we might put a sign that says incoming traffic or
Mhm.
something.
That works
It's
just
low.
like that stop sign in front of on Gilmer Street. Do not enter. That works just as fine.
Yeah, stay out of it.
I know, but nobody does.
My mother didn't like that, by the way. She protested.
I know she did.
Didn't help.
She called me and she told me that.
Yeah. I said, Mother, I'm sorry, it's the way it is.
practice for 10 more minutes until the meeting starts.
Have you been to White Pat lately?
Yeah, I played this morning. It was 37 degrees when we teed off. And, it was just a tad too cold for me today.
So, an 8 o'clock tee off time?
But yeah, I play with the old guys. They call us the creepy crawlers.
Gotcha.
And we play on Mondays and Thursdays. And, you know, they could have anywhere between 40 and 60 players. And so they try to shotgun start them and get them all out of the way so the other people can come in and
Right.
book tee times and play.
Right.
So, yeah, it's, even though there's a lot of people in that group that pay a lot of money to the golf course is run by the county, and they've got to, you know, make as many tee times as possible, and I see the logic behind it.
Me too. That's really important to the long-term maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, cold at 8, but by 10 it was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It's just that, it was like an hour and a half. It was, just have to layer up.
Yeah.
You know. Now, probably in December, they'll back us up a little bit. It's not so much daylight as it is frost. Then we're into frost delays.
Right.
And that's, you know, you get out there and you have to sit around and twiddle your thumbs for 2 hours to wait for the frost to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but it's fun.
My son went a couple weeks ago, he called me up an hour into it, he goes, Dad, I suck at golf. I go, that's the point, it's gonna take time to, that's why it's so good, is it takes time, you have to put in effort to do it.
No, there's some people that just.
It doesn't matter how much time.
You can try for it, and it ain't gonna. That's why I started running. I didn't play golf. It's terrible.
Well, you call your own shot when you're running, I see you running all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot quicker.
That's kind of on my bucket list.
You don't go to the golf course for half a day. You don't run for half a day.
Right. But you feel it for half a day.
She runs up there.
No, that won't be on my bucket list.
A lot.
Did you see my daughter in the paper? She won the North Georgia.
I don't do that.
Yeah, she won the North Georgia race.
Cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To 20 minutes.
Are they
30
still doing cross country?
It's the very end.
We're getting close to the end?
Yes. No, this is track.
Oh, track.
This is track, yeah.
Not cross country.
No, that starts in
It's all
late
up there on
winter,
plateau.
spring.
That mountain's flat as.
She got a stress fracture in her
Yeah, right up
femur.
on top of the
That she's running like 40 or 50 miles a month for years. And it started with, she did a St. Jude's challenge to garner donations for sick kids when she was 10. And it was, if she could do 200 miles in, it's not 40 or 50 miles a week, not a month, 200 miles in a month. And she did the 200 miles, and a bunch of people donated money, you know, to kind of encourage her along. And you might have seen her. She's always at the Harrison Park, a little blonde girl.
I'm sure I have. I've done that stuff.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's an amazing woman. Anyway, she won the North Georgia.
It's better on your feet.
Yeah.
That's why I run there.
Yep, much better.
I saw Tommy Jones at Apple.
Yes, yep.
5K. He ran 75 miles.
Yeah, I know. I know he did.
400, he was 200.
Yeah.
He finished.
Yeah.
There were 400 and 200 finished, 250.
That's amazing. He's not, he's like in his early 50s.
This is just take you some dog parks.
I'm 77.
Well, you dated yourself and you said you started on the council in 74. There's no way to back out.
No, he didn't say that. Well, we got the deal here. Sam's house.
Oh, it was up on 5.
Yeah, right in his driveway. It's on the right of way.
Yeah, straight through.
Straight.
I really appreciate that, sir. My name's Keith. My name's Paul. Can I get your phone number? Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic.
Are you shooting me? Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Oh, I'm excited. We're gonna really do it right when I do it nice. You have to. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
There was one, out on, trail cam or rain cam or right up here in Logan's Gym.
Well, I mean, the idea, I really appreciate what you said because there's a lot of
That's not
You know which house is mine? Yeah. Mine is right on Delaware and Kell Street. So you pull in Delaware, the dead end is my house. It was the White House with the beautiful garage. With the garage with the... Yeah, so just when you ride to Delaware, just kind of riding, you run right to my house.
People at least, I'm curious, people at least, it's not.
Thank you, nice to meet you, sir.
Do that, but, you know, what's that? A rough estimate to, a rough estimate is going to be the 1.3 to build what we're doing now, and then, probably 1.5 to do that, because we know that whole back, that's gonna be the defendable back, that whole back.
What? I don't, I know that the, agenda is there, but I don't know what.
It's very rare when it happens.
While we were digging, which would add probably $150,000 to the build. So
Believe it or not, Wednesday morning, they were all gone. It's like, that's nice.
Just like you, I go to
Get everybody's attention, please.
Now I am.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for coming. I want to ask Councilman Fuller prayer.
Thank you. Our Father, we thank you for this day and the opportunity that you've given us to be here and help govern our fair city. We ask your blessings upon this meeting. Ask that you lead and guide us and keep us safe. This we ask in your name. Amen.
And if you would all stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Go ahead.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
A motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed, motion carries. Next is approval of the minutes for the September meeting.
Have a motion to approve minutes as read for September 2025.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed, motion carries. Next is approval of the September financial statement.
Make a motion to approve the September financial statement.
Second?
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed, and motion carries. Next is staff reports. Code enforcement.
If y'all want, I can give y'all a brief on the Kell Street. Otherwise, you know, if y'all would like to wait until that section, then I can just answer any questions that y'all have.
Anything outside of what you've already submitted?
Just that after the last meeting, at Claudia's request, Tom Griffith and I went and met with Keith and did a walk through the building. And it looks like it would cost in excess of the current value of the building, which the tax assessors have that property valued at $221,300 as of 2023, and it would cost in excess of that to do any repairs or rebuilding on it.
Any other questions?
So are we asking condemnation?
No. This was just a question Claudia had as far as value, so they did a walk. Fire department.
I have nothing to add.
And well, Chief's taking a little rest and relaxation after that festival. Citizens input. Is there anyone who wishes to address the council? Not, we're going to move on to Councilman Griffith. I understand you've got some folks you want to recognize, National School Safety Week, and I'm going to give you the floor.
And we just wanted to recognize that this is National School Bus Safety Week this week. And just wanted to recognize the job that our bus drivers do. For a lot of our kids, they're the first person they see in the morning, the last one in the evening, and do a great job of keeping our students safe. We have 46 routes covering this county, and because of the terrain and the expanse of this county, our school our size somewhere else, we'll probably have about 20 routes covering the same amount of kids. But it just takes so much to keep the kids, moved around our county. And we've got a couple folks here I wanted to recognize. We have Miss Emma Wells, who is our transportation director. And then we have a long-time and very valued driver, Mr. Carl Enlow, who is out there making the wheels go around every day. And we have another bus driver who usually sits right here. It's Mayor Pro Tem, Ms. Claudia Penman. But just want to recognize what a great job all of our bus drivers do it's a thankless job and a very low-paid job, but they do it well. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is old business, review and action on the request for change, reestablishment or enlargement of a non-conforming use, or the enlargement, rebuilding, alteration, repair, or replacement of a non-conforming structure at 83 Kell Street.
Make a motion to approve as read, to approve this change, the request for change. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed, motion carries. Next is new business, review and action for acceptance of the 2024 audit.
Make a motion to approve the acceptance of the 2024 audit.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed, motion carries. Next is review and action on a resolution to adopt the updated community work program and capital improvements element for Gilmer County and the cities of Ellijay and East Ellijay.
Make a motion to approve as read.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed. Motion carries. Next is review and action on the resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2026 budget for each fund of the city of Ellijay, Georgia, appropriating the amounts shown in each budget as expenditures or expenses, adopting the several items of revenue anticipations, and prohibiting expenditures or expenses from exceeding the actual funding available.
I would like to make a motion to approve and adopt the fiscal year 2026 budget as read.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed. Motion carries. Next is review and action on setting the 2025 millage rate. The city's millage rate to go along with this budget is 1.718, down slightly from last year at 1.832.
Make a motion to approve the 2025 millage rate at 1.718.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just think it's nice to note that we're able to roll that back like that, reduce it because of our long-term SPOS that we've had in place since I think 2006. Allows us to use that for projects that property taxes have to pay for otherwise.
Yes, and I think I mentioned that to Andy before. SPOS brings in the SPOS budget. If you look through the budget, it brings in approximately $500,000. It would take close to 3 mills to make up what we bring in as SPOS. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands. None opposed. Motion carries. That concludes the business portion of the meeting. We do have executive session to discuss land acquisition. You're all welcome to stay around. I don't anticipate any action after the executive session, but you're welcome to stay around. We'll ask you to leave while we do that.
Make a motion.